The tree of liberty has been thirsty for too long. I am the spark, the powder, the match, the shot that rang, the line in the patch. I am the night they tossed the tea, the oath they swore to die free. You can chain my hands, you can break my bones, but you'll never own my soul. I am the fire in the midnight sky, the reason tyrants die. I am 1776, lightning, thunder, iron, and grit. Every musket, every fist. I am 1776. Oh, 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 oh. I am 1776. I am the flag they tried to burn, the shot that made the empire turn. I am the rebel, the Minuteman, the ink that wrote we can. We hold these truths, hear my boots on the cobblestone, hear my war cry, shake the throne, hear my drum, you know it's near, your reign of fear ends here. I am 1776, lightning, thunder, iron, and grit, every musket, every fist. I am 1776. Oh, oh, I am 1776.
Patriots! Wake up, Patriots! Has a new marching order. Weekdays, every single one.
From 8:30 in the morning until 10 o'clock sharp,
Set your
Eastern
alarm, grab
time.
your coffee, and join the muster.
Wake up, Patriots. Start your morning with bold conversation and fresh perspective. We're live every weekday from 8:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern on Rumble and YouTube. Join the movement. Your voice, your America.
Good morning. It's Monday, and there's
Isn't Trixie so amazing that she did that thing with what do you call it? Wake Up Patriots.
Oh yeah, I just put that up so if anybody, so that if they didn't see it, they did see it now, and that way you know why we're here at 8:30 because I see somebody in chat that's saying if their clock is wrong or something because they got the notification. But no, we said we we're going to start at 8:30, and Sean's going to be here. His computer's doing an update right now. So he's not in makeup, so he must. I don't know. Are you? I'm gonna take 1 minute to whine. It's freaking cold. That's what I'm gonna say. 15
What do
below.
men appreciate cold weather for?
I don't like it. It's too cold for me. I'm not even going outside. No way. All right. Well, since you're just going to groan there, I'm going to start out with a prayer. So, God, we ask for strength to face what comes our way. Remind us that we should not fear because you are with us, strengthening and helping us. Fill us with your power so we can stand firm. Amen.
Amen.
And that is because we got so much trouble brewing all over the place.
So much trouble?
There's so much mayhem.
You have to shut off the fan. It's so bad.
It's Mayhem Monday. That's what it is. All right, you want to talk about Don Lemon, the sour fruit?
No, we'll talk about Martin Luther King a little bit.
Well, then the platform is all yours. Go for
Thank you very much. Well, we all know what they're celebrating today is about. It's not actually his they made it a 3-day weekend, like they do with a lot of holidays. Thank God they don't do it with July 4th. But he was, he had a lot of bad things behind him, but actually he tried to educate the minorities about exactly what's going on. But as usual, I mean, that big peaceful protest that they had, not protest, but rally, I shouldn't say protest, rally in Washington, where there were all races in that crowd, and he was preaching about what he expects for everybody. I mean, I'm friends. I met, well, I should say friend. I met his niece a couple of times, and talk about a woman that's inspirational. It's unbelievable. You know, that how she speaks about her uncle, how great he, you know, what kind of person he was, and everything else like that. And he believed. But today, if he was alive today, he'd be turning in his grave. I mean, he's been in his grave now because of the way everything is happening.
Yeah.
He never had the riots were mostly in the South, controlled by the Democratic Party, with the police and the people that were down there. How they beat them, how they beat the kids, the schooling, how they beat up the black people. They weren't rioting, they were doing rallies, and down there the cops, everything was all Democrat, but for some reason, and the Republicans were the ones that passed the 13th, 14th, and 15th election. I mean, amendments in the Constitution. So to upgrade them to.
Good morning.
Hey, Miami shirt.
It's the tricks. They're going. IU's going down tonight.
That would be
I don't know. We're going to see about that one, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to see.
But that's it. What I was talking about Martin Luther King a little bit.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people just talking. You know, some people are just looking for the holiday off. But we just brought up about exactly what type of man he was and all that stuff, and he was always about peace.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, his personal life was a little.
Even though the FBI tried to make him look like he wasn't, right?
mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, but
Oh my God, you're right.
hold on, I gotta cough up a lung.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know, Sean. I think we're going to be fighting over Miami and IU today. You're muted.
I'll still love you at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I'd rather be fighting about that, right, than fighting about Donald Trump versus Kamala, because I think people that, like, you know, I'd rather fight over sports teams than what's really important for our nation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, like people argue over sports teams. That's all right, in my opinion. But when you can't see what's right for the nation and you vote for all this crazy shit because people don't like Donald Trump, that's just crazy. You know?
You want to know how cool Indiana is? They passed a law now that if you're a citizen and ICE or the police are trying to keep, stop protesting and stop the protesters and all that kind of shit, if you're a citizen, you can help the ICE agents and you can help the police and everything without getting charged.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Isn't it?
That's all. I think, speaking of ICE, I think they were just in my county doing some pickups the other day. I saw on Facebook. Which is pretty good. So,
but I know I know they picked up. Mark, I did not. I did mute Sean on purpose. I really didn't. I don't know what happened there, but
what happened was I muted it because when I pull up Rumble on the side, it's usually an ad and it starts speaking, or I hear you guys speaking in it, right? So I mute it just to make sure that the sound's off, and then I open it back up. So I actually muted myself just to.
I left the lung in the pail
As a precaution. What's that, George?
I just left my lung in the pail.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah. Hey, listen. Hold on a minute. Let me see something. Let me just go to the videotape here about something.
Hey, well, you could go to the videotape.
No. Listen to me. This is not about. What's his name? This is about. We have a surprise for Sean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's do the breaking news. Breaking news.
Yes.
You're sending me to the game?
Hey, Sean, look who I'm with. Papa Bear, Born to Ride 45. We got George over here.
Let's flip it up.
Cape Coral.
Florida.
So, hey, tell Christian I said hello. I miss you, brother, and I'll see you soon.
How is that for breaking news?
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I saw on Facebook you guys were there, and
they were all over. Let me listen to me. Alan threw me on the side, and he took a picture between the two, him and the other guy.
Yeah, conservative ain't. Yeah, conservative ain't.
And we have another breaking news. Wait, no. Yes, John Travolta was hospitalized for suspected of COVID-19, but doctors now confirmed that it was only Saturday night fever, and they assured everyone that he still is staying alive. Apparently, he has chills that were multiplying. Breaking news.
Yeah, multiplying. That's part of the song, right?
Yeah. I know. I always liked John Travolta. I remember,
I hope everybody got a kick out of that one.
What was it? Welcome Back, Kotter, and
that was funny. Yeah, Welcome Back, Kotter. Yeah.
What he say? What? Remember, it was
What?
What?
That was a good character he played. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good character.
Well, look how good look how he came out. Look how great he came.
I went and seen Grease on Broadway, and it was Jeff Conway, the original. Was it Kanicki? I ended up meeting him in the hotel lobby and talked to him for a while, and that was when Grease was being in the movie.
You didn't slip, did you?
Yeah.
No, we were there. It was our senior trip, and we were there, and we went to see that, and we were at the Schubert Theater, and we were staying at the Edison Hotel. And we came around, and he was in the lobby, and I just walked up and started talking to him. It was kind of cool because it wasn't, he wasn't super famous yet then,
Well, back then you didn't have Broadway wasn't a bunch of activists as it is today.
No, it wasn't then.
Well, Mark said this is a Frisky Friday. But
I know it isn't. This isn't Frisky Friday.
John Travolta on Friday because it's the weekend and it happened this Saturday, so we had to play it today.
Yeah, because it's Saturday Night Fever. We got to put something funny in here every once in a while. We can't be serious every single day. We got to have a little bit of fun. That's my opinion.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what everybody has seen or saw or what's going on.
Well, what are we going to go? Are we going to go into Minneapolis?
Did you see the one guy?
I'll send you that, Sean. I'll send you that video, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. You see Jake Lang?
Thank you. You just teed it up for me, Sean.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just go. Let him go, y'all. Just go. Let him go, y'all. Let him go.
Insane.
Now, if we did that to one of them, it's like the world comes to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Look what they did to him, and nobody. The guy was. They tried to stab him too.
They did stab him, and he said it was. Wasn't it the breastplate stopped it?
Get it.
But they said the police stood down. They didn't do a damn thing. And the black guy with the knit hat, I don't even know where he came from, but they said because of him, that's the only reason Jake Lang even got out of there. So I think it would seem like maybe the guy in the black hat was a protester, but saw what was going on. But taking the boot to the head and shit, that's a felony. That's intent to murder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it could have been an undercover guy in the middle of the crowd helping him. That's what I think it was. The guy that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was undercover.
What do you have, a candy in your mouth, George? Were you chewing candy?
Yeah, I have to for my throat. Or else I'm going to cough up another fucking lung.
You all right?
Yeah, man. But,
it's crazy how those crowds get, and you got a lot of paid protesters, obviously, and then you got the people that just go down that got the earring in the nose and the purple hair, and they want to get there and they want to, be part of it. But I don't know. I always say, you want to protest. I don't care what you want to protest, whether I agree with it or not. Sit there with a sign, holler, scream, talk, whatever. But when you start, blocking people from their progress of moving or that to me is that's an assault. If you stand in front of my car, you're insulting me, in my opinion. Because
look what they tried to do it again.
I need to get to.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to do it again. The woman's in the car and she's smashing the ICE agent's car, then backing up to the other one, back and forth, and then they pulled her out of the car.
They tried to pull Jake Lang out of the car. When he got in the car, they surrounded the car and tried to pull him out of that too. They opened up the car door and tried pulling him out. But
see what they did to Nick?
They
stole all his stuff.
Yeah, well, they robbed Jake Lang too. They stole $1,000 camera or something. I don't care if you agree with his politics on anything or not. It's just wrong to be doing that.
Exactly.
And bringing in, what did they say? What's Trump going to send in? He's got 1,500
troops.
He's got to get him in there.
Friday. He's doing it because
because Friday they're going to
they're doing a big organizing where they're bringing people from all over.
Who's doing something Friday? They're doing something on Friday.
Minneapolis, yeah.
All the Democrats, all that shit, and everything else. And the only thing that's going to be good is what the Secretary of Treasury said. He's got to follow the money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's three people. Soros is one of them, but there's two other rich billionaires that are dumping money, and we have to make sure that they get prosecuted. I mean, what we do, third base with Pam Bondi. You want to play this old timer?
Well, wait, before you go off Minneapolis, I just want to show you something.
No, I got more from Minneapolis too.
No, but Sean's got something.
Yeah,
I got something with ICE. This is only a 40-second video, but let me know when you want.
Oh, I got that too.
Yeah. It's actually.
Reporting. We're here to arrest a child sex offender, and you guys are out here honking.
Oh, we're not. No, we're pressed. We're not.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
They don't give a shit.
That's still is more the thing, but yeah, you're right. It's just they're trying to arrest a child sex offender that's illegal, and they're worried about the illegal criminals' rights. that shouldn't even be here.
Could the Democratic socialist communist scumbags that they are, could they be identifying just that they're protecting criminals and thievery and the billions of dollars and everything else? It's amazing what I tell you what, the Democrats are very, whatever the hell they are, the communists, socialists, those people there are very smart, because what they did is they took the eye off of all that money the Somalians ripped off and the other states that it happened on to this protest in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on that. They forgot about the Muslims that attack and everything, but the imams are talking about this. Then you got the other one. It's like look over here. Oh no, let's look over here. Oh no, let's look over. And that's how they're very smart in doing that. And we got jerk off Republicans there, the rhinos. They got 200 bills on their desk they haven't approved yet.
Well, did you see that Scalise and Johnson are redoing that SAVE Act? I haven't seen that or not.
I don't want to hear it.
No, they are. Apparently, they are. They're supposed to be redoing it to make it stronger and put pressure on your boy Thune to get it processed. I just saw something over the weekend about that.
Well, they brought it to the floor twice. I have the original bill. And they brought it to the floor twice. It's like they don't care. They don't want. You know why? They don't want the regular elections to be the right way, because they could lose.
Sure.
That's what the rhinos are worried about. They don't want to have election integrity. Why? Look, I should have said the photo. Hillsborough County, they had a big thing with the elections. And Florida's supposed to be great about elections. There's cheating all over. It doesn't matter. Tulsi Gabbard's doing some job about the 2020.
Well, the Uniparty always had a deal with congressmen about getting redistricted, right? Yeah. They always had a deal of if you're a guy in power, they wouldn't redistrict your district. They would let you
Yep.
But like just what happened in New Jersey, that went. They did that. And they knocked people out.
Passed a lot of stuff. Did you read what she wants to pass?
What's that?
Did you read what she wants to pass?
Oh, our governor.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, well, our new governor. Yeah, it's kind of scary. But you know what though? Again, I don't understand how she got elected, but these idiots that voted for her, they're going to get what they voted for, and I don't know.
The problem is a lot of people are going to suffer. That's the problem.
I hope I can hang on and stay in New Jersey long enough. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll be a Floridian. That's where I like to be.
I want to go back to Minneapolis for a second because
it was hard to come back this weekend, George, from Florida.
Yeah, I know. It's hard for me to come back to Florida. They must have said that's a Nazi coat. They must have said something about that.
Oh, yeah. They said, here comes Hugo Boss and shit like that because Hugo Boss did the Nazi.
We're yelling brown shirts. Did you hear? I seen one video where all the protesters are yelling brown shirts to us, right?
Yeah.
That's that video we put up with Glenn Beck about Hugo's uniforms there. That was
Hugo Boss made them.
Well, you guys know who Michael Rappaport is, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to play this because it's kind of funny. He kind of flipped over to our side, but he's getting a little taste of his own medicine now.
This whole crap with this cancel culture and the...
Shut up! Shit! Shut the fuck up! Nobody wants to hear it. Fucker. You've been talking all fucking week. You don't care what you have to say. Just stop talking.
You got me right in my fucking head, asshole.
Stop.
Damn it.
He got snowball right to the head. And he used to think it was so funny, when the right got hurt and that kind of stuff. I just played that for my own satisfaction.
Well, he got really wise about what the attacking about the. Did you notice in that protest with Jake Lang, the flags that were in there? There was a Venezuelan flag.
Oh,
there was an Iranian flag.
Oh yeah,
you don't see the Palestinian flags.
You wonder if this protest was out in front of the United Nations or it was in America.
Oh, that one there? No, that's what the one with what's his name was just that.
No, I'm just saying, with all those flags, you'd wonder if it was the United Nations or not, right? With all those flags.
Well, just so that, did you see the 5 countries that went to go to Greenland, and they put 15? Who put 15 troops there? 10 troops there. Big army. If it wasn't for the United States, there'd be no fucking NATO. We supply most of the troops.
Yeah, you know why why the Germans
the
Germans pulled their troops back out because Trump threatened $3 billion tariff per troop.
Wait. It was all their 13 troops or whatever they had, right? I think 4 countries all came on one Cessna, right?
Yeah, one Cessna. Well, wait, you want me to put the
here's a good one. Well, yeah, put this one up when you're just talking about the troops. The Babylon Bee is fantastic.
It's just stupid.
I thought this was funny.
Well, yeah, because it's ridiculous. Well, if you're going to talk about Greenland, then we're going to go this one because Trump has already put out a statement about Greenland. I don't know. Did you see it, Sean? The big statement he put out over the weekend about Greenland?
Yeah, the big truth, I guess it was, right? About.
Oh, he did a whole address to the people of Greenland, but they didn't broadcast it here.
Oh, I didn't see
Liebe
that.
Grönländerinnen und Grönländer, hier spricht euer neuer Präsident, Anna Trump-Black. Ich sage euch, ich war schon immer Grönländer und unser Land ist wirklich das allerbeste Land der Welt. Ich liebe unsere Eisberge, unsere Schlittenhunde und natürlich die atemberaubende Kälte.
Is that a cross between who was the guy, the walrus? What was his name?
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh God, why can't I think of his name?
Sounded like the Swedish chef, though, didn't he?
Right, Trump, yeah, but he looked like the guy that Trump had, as an advisor the first term that he said he set him.
Oh, John Bolton.
Yeah, it looked like John Bolton's mustache.
Oh yeah, John Bolton. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
They're gonna get him. If he buys Greenland, the people are gonna get $1 million each.
Are they?
Where'd you find that out, George? Huh?
Let Trump buy New Jersey then.
He can buy Indiana. I'm ready for it.
Yeah,
I'll take the $1 million. They can give me $1 billion anytime. I'll take it. I don't know. The Greenland stuff is so funny.
So let me ask a question here. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to get Greenland by Trump end of term? Chat, hit Y for yes and hit N for no. I think he's going to be successful with it myself. I think yes. What do you two think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty much a done deal because of stuff that's written into laws and everything like that. But I don't know. We need Greenland. Like what did they said for the minerals and that kind of stuff because the Danish aren't mining them or anything now. It's worth a lot of money.
What about the flying saucer that they found?
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to bring that up.
What?
About that outside.
Wait a minute. The chat. Most people are saying yes, so I don't see one no yet.
Yeah.
Except for Red Ginger said likely yes. So that's a soft yes. But yeah, a lot of people say yes. So I think we all agree. I think Greenland will be part of the United States by the time Trump's out of office.
What do you think, Trump? Is that?
What's this thing with the flying saucer with Greenland?
They found the ice started to melt.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And what happened when the ice started to melt? It started to show evidence of a flying saucer.
Yeah, supposedly I've seen pictures from Google Earth and stuff like that. We were going
to even a little bit, not even 1%.
Not even no, that one's wrong. One's wrong.
Trump's wrong.
There's supposedly, like in Greenland, there's supposedly a lot of tech underneath the ice and everything. And there's supposedly, what is there, an underground base underneath the ice and everything over there too. But, I think that's what the fight about really is, yeah, it's the minerals and everything too. But if there's that kind of advanced tech and that's true, who wouldn't want it,
Well, they do.
You're telling me the flying saucer or whatever you want to call it, I guess it crashed because it wasn't de-iced.
Okay, I got that. That was a good one. Oh, yeah. I don't know. You never know, because that's the same kind of stuff they talk about in Antarctica and everything too. About the advanced tech and the Black Pyramid underground, and like was it? Oh, what was her name? Now I can't think of it. But she went under with the military, and like she said, when she went into the underground thing, the even the walls were luminescent. There was no obvious light source. And when they see those things too, all of the writing and everything, it resembles hieroglyphics. So that's a whole. We'll do a rabbit hole on that someday or something. But
it's interesting.
Yeah, Hard. I agree with you. I think they're interdimensional too. I think they're vibratory patterns from another dimension. I really do. I think that's how they come in. But then they're able. They talk about that too, just about how. How the military cloaks things with that shield, with the vibratory pattern and everything. Those people are able to do that too and appear as humans. But beyond that, we'll go back to Greenland. Wouldn't you want to get $1 million? Anybody? I would.
Why not? Especially in Greenland, it'll help you move.
Yeah, I would move if they gave me the $1 million. I'd move out of Greenland.
Plus, I would think, like, if you look at Puerto Rico, right? They have citizenship, right? So maybe if you're in Greenland and we take over, however you want to call it, those people would get citizenship too, so they can come here. So I think think that would be. It sounds like a lot of them are for it.
Yeah, I think the mainstream media, my personal opinion, and it's just an opinion though, but it seems like the media does the interviews with the people that are against it, just to form the narrative more so than the people that are full of it.
Yeah, they do 10 videos for it. They do 10 interviews, and 9 people are for it, and they throw them out, and they get the one guy that's against it.
I think so.
Yeah, that looks like the same spaceship as what do you call?
Show it. You have a picture of it?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
What about the one that's off of LA in the basin too? There's that one that shows up on Google Earth. If you go and you look, you can see it. And then there's like an entrance to a cavern and stuff.
It's in LA?
Right off it's between LA. It's by Catalina Island too, in between in that channel.
Then that explains Adam Schiff. Head, alien head, right?
Yeah. He does
bug
look
eyes. He's got bug eyes like the alien, right? And the big watermelon head.
Yeah. What was that one movie? Oh God, I can't remember it. It was like a spoof movie and everything, but he does look exactly like one of the aliens from that movie. Yeah. It was with Jack Nicholson. I can't remember what the name of it was though. But it was like a spoof movie like that. Yeah, Red is saying she wants an ice resort hotel in Greenland. We were talking about that over the weekend, her and I was saying, yeah, but they got to have the casino. He has to have the casino with it, and it has to have hot springs too. And then I'd be game to go.
Yeah, that would be pretty neat.
Yeah, I think so too. But
Greenland's supposed to be beautiful when you go to certain areas where it's when the isn't it like when the ice melts or the snow melts.
No, what do you got? 24 hours a day or 24 hours a night?
I don't know.
Right.
Red Ginger wants to know if Schiff is part Somalian because of that head.
You got to look at the teeth.
I think he was recall.
Doesn't the head go out and the teeth come in?
Yeah. I don't know. There's something definitely wrong with Schiff though because of his eyes. Remember, I was saying that psychologists say if you can see the white above and below the colored part on your eye, that's a definite sign of mental illness. Well, he's definitely mental. I have no doubt about that one.
And I wouldn't have a doubt if something came out to hear about him with liking miners of some sort.
Oh yeah,
I'm not talking about nickel mining or anything. I'm talking about
coal mining.
Yeah, coal mining.
You know what you missed when you were on the cruise? I did one. Ben Bergram got him in the airport and followed him through. I don't know. Did you see that while you were off?
I saw that, and didn't he ask him about Bourdain also or something? Like
that?
Yeah. Because
that's
Lana saw that, and she was asking me, and Lana was like, "Oh, I was, yeah." Matter of fact, I was like, "We're called Trixie, and she'll tell you all about that." I said,
"Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's a big rabbit hole with that one." Oh man,
I'm telling you, listen, I don't want to sit here and say he's a pedophile or whatever, but it wouldn't surprise me if that came out down the road. And you find that out because he is a strange person.
Anybody that was best friends with Ed Buck in my opinion, is a pedo. Oh, and you know what happened? Here's a good one. This is kind of, it's on the subject, but I was telling George about it. My kids, when they were younger, their school bus driver, he used to let my kids drive the school bus. They would sit on his lap, drive the school bus. I didn't think anything of it. This was like, 1987, 1988. Well, the guy was friends with my dad, and he used to come over to my mom and dad's house and stuff. I knew him really well. You would have never known. Oh, it was like a couple years after I moved from Mesick and up to Traverse City, the guy gets arrested for being a pedo. And we're like, holy shit. My dad's like, nope, the guy's never coming over to the house again and everything. And I didn't say anything to my kids then because they were little, but I talked to my kid about it this weekend. Well, come to find out, at the end of last week, there was a big ad in the paper for where I used to live. He got picked up again by the Department of Homeland Security for operating a whole child pornography ring.
Wow.
Yeah. I know. So I called my son and I'm like, remember, so-and-so. And he's like, yeah. And I was saying, thank God he never touched my kids or anything like that, because we didn't think that way back then, but now it makes sense. Why was he letting the kids drive the bus? Well, because that way he was grooming them, to get them used to it. But it was sick. What was that?
There you go. There's your ice cube.
Oh, you found the picture?
Yep.
That's not it.
Yes,
oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That the one I seen was
what are you
flat.
arguing me for? Did you look for it? No, I had to look for it. And by the way,
now wait a minute. No,
that's a plate George threw out in his yard.
Yeah, that looks like a China. That looks like a China plate, George.
Yeah, it was what do you call it? China. That's what invited.
It looks like a plate from China.
We got a China. We got a UFO. Italians, there's a lot of source. USO.
Oh, USO. That's fine.
The USOs are the ones that come up from out of water. The one I seen was like a shot from Google Earth, and you could see the ice melted over it, and you could see the hieroglyphic stuff on it.
Yeah. This is the one. That what you saw was the bottom of that, but that's it. That one. As they say, it's melting.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot.
I'm melting.
Yeah. I keep bringing up Wizard of Oz references. I'm going to put you in one of those little memes. Be one of those little lollipop guild.
You got to make George a munchkin with the lollipop.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till I get dressed up for Friday.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to make you
when he acts up, you just hit. Yeah, when he acts up, you just hit the button and a little munchkin comes across. And you hear him, lollipop man, or whatever he says, right?
Yeah, that would be funny. You guys, did you hear about this from the CDC? I don't know if you guys did or not.
Recent lab findings has the CDC warning liberal women to avoid pink and blue hair dye. We take you now to the CDC.
The dyes not only led to an increase in aggressive behavior, but the mice also developed unusual vocal capabilities.
Trump, patriarchy!
I just had to slide that in. Sean liked that one.
Yeah,
I know we're being serious.
Video time, I think he's got.
You know what though? You got to wonder if that's really true. Every person that you see with that kind, I shouldn't say every person. Probably 85% of people you see like that, or
it's the ugly women,
or like that. I seen two of them on the cruise, and we had 2 trainees on the cruise.
Oh, I showed your tranny picture while you were going.
Oh, did you? Yeah, that was a little scary. And matter of fact, the one that he sat behind me having dinner, and he was weird dude. But
I would have sat next to him.
He sat down behind us. I'm like, oh god, it was just strange stuff. But there was a couple of people like the crazy colored hair, and I don't know. Like one day I was by the what's the buffet, right? Getting something to eat, and they were behind me. I turned around. I said, a lot of choices here, huh? And it was just like you think you were talking to somebody in outer space, just strange. Anyway,
did I tell you that some woman come over to me? They asked me for directions.
Did you give them proper directions?
I just told her to go straight. She beat the shit out of me. I didn't know she was a lesbian.
That's pretty good, George. I like that line. That's good. Just go straight. Yeah, you just need to go straight. That's awesome.
Yeah. Remember when blue hairs used to just be little old ladies?
Yeah, not no more.
That's what I used to call them, was blue hair, because you'd see them with the light blue hair or that lavender from putting that rinse on the gray. you know, and now they're just nuts. I do believe some of that dye got into their brains because you got to have a lot of pigment to turn your hair that color.
It's not far-fetched, that's for sure.
This is the one George wanted me to play about this guy, and this is what a lot of these people needed.
Get the right to disobey laws. When can they defy the police? When did they get to stand up in front of them and impede a law officer doing his duty? I don't feel sorry for that woman that got shot. I don't feel sorry for any of them. You do? Well, do something about it. Tell the police. Tell them to go in there on those protesters. If there's 100 protesters, they go in there with 300 law enforcement agents and they take them down. I mean, tackle them. Tackle them within 5 minutes. Put their butts down on the ground, face down. Pull their pants off. Somebody pull out a belt and whip them until their butt bleeds. Then let them back up.
Yes.
Old-fashioned ass whooping.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these kids were missing. That's why they act like that. Remember,
That's what we're talking about with Jake, right? I'm sorry, Trixie.
No, you're all right. I was just saying that was a lot of the problem with the people now because they didn't get disciplined as kids. You know, at the time we were raising kids, I know, Sean, you might have just missed it by a little bit, but maybe not. But, you know, you disciplined your kids. They didn't call social services on you because you were smacking your kid or anything like that. But then it turned to where you hit your kid. You can't do this. You can't do that. And then they turned into helicopter parents where kids weren't even allowed to make choices to find out what the consequences would be. Parents today protect their kids from all that kind of stuff. And when you do that, they have no concept when they get older about what to do with anything. They can't even be self-reliant. Now look at it, all dependent on the government.
I'll tell you a good Brooklyn story. My father says, "You coming with me now?" I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "You come with me now." I was about maybe 13. This old timer was on the we called it a stoop, but with the steps up.
The porch, yeah, right, the front porch.
Porch, yeah. So he's sitting there. So he told my father, "Your son did this, and this, to the whole bunch of shit." So my father brought me around the corner. He said, "Was this the kid?" He said, "Yeah." So my father smacked the shit out of me in front of the guy. And then he brought me back home. And I said, "Dad, I didn't do it. It wasn't me." He said, "Oh, no." He said, "You did it. You did it." That was it.
Well, there's a lot of kids that never got a beating. That's why I used to tell my son all the time. I said, "You know what that kid's problem is?" He says, "What?" I said, "Never got a beating."
I used to teach my son. I used to introduce him to the table once in a while when he didn't listen.
Well,
you guys had different fathers. You know what my dad did? I skipped school. I didn't skip school. I took my car and I drove at lunchtime and went down to the dairy bar and got a shake and fries. And I came back and I got busted. You weren't supposed to be driving your car on your lunch hour at school. And so I told the principal called and told my dad, my dad got off the phone. And he goes, "Tracy," he said, "you're not smart enough to know to park your car like 2 blocks down so that you can go and drive like that and not get caught." And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Does that help? Well, listen, I parented my kids differently. I mean, Christian, when he acted up, he knew, a freight train was coming at him. Emma, I didn't really do that. And I don't know, maybe because I didn't want her to think it was okay to get hit by a guy. I don't know. And Christian used to say all the time, she gets a murder and I get my ass kicked for spitting on the sidewalk or something. But that's, I don't know, that's the way I did it,
See, my dad was my partner in crime. We used to do a lot of crap. Like
you were spoiled because you were his favorite. That's why.
Yeah, well, I was when I was living at home. My mom would go to sleep and we'd wait till we'd put our sweats on and everything. My mom would go to bed and we'd wait till after we could hear her snoring. And then we'd change clothes and we'd take the car and we'd go down to the bar like at midnight, and close the bar out and coast the car back into the driveway with the headlights off so she wouldn't hear us coming back and stuff. My dad was a lot of fun.
I wish they had the Olympics for slipper throwers because my mother was the best. She could hit you 150 feet away, hit you in the head with the back of the slipper.
Why don't you ask the chat, what's the worst thing you got hit with? Because that would be interesting.
Wooden spoons I broke that my mom tried to hit me with. I would go like that and bam, and the freaking spoon would break. I would start laughing. I would say, it gets expensive to beat your son. I would tell her. But belts, Yeah. Matter of fact, we used to make a joke about my grandfather. My grandfather's big line was, I'll sting you. That was, he had the belt and he'd come after, I'll sting you. So even my grandfather would come after us when we were kids.
Yeah, the kids these days, they don't know what true punishment is. What all they get now is they get their tablets taken away or their phone taken away, and then it still doesn't help anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a lot of the problem too. Oh, somebody said TSM says a ping pong paddle. Ooh, that's a bad one because that'll get one cheek at a time. You get a whole cheek on that one.
Nah, we didn't. In Catholic school, I got hit with the little piece of wood. Another piece of wood that was at the bottom of the desk.
Yeah.
Well, the brother, it wasn't a black guy, the brother. I'm talking about San Franciscan brother. This guy was like 6 foot. He ripped the bottom of that thing off, told me to stretch, not the first desk, but reach the second desk, and beat the shit out of me with that thing on the back of my ass. And then I had the ringing sensation when the two hands smack against your ears. So you had that and this little tiny stick that they used to hold out. So they beat.
There's a lot. There's
Made
a
me
lot
tough.
of things in the chat.
Made me tough.
There's a lot of good things in the chat.
Yeah, who is it here? Hard said that. Is it Hard Man? He had to kneel in the corner on salt.
Oh,
that's what got him to be hard.
Oh, right? That's bad.
Yeah. How's his knees now?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. That would hurt, especially if it was rock salt. Oh man.
That's what it had to be because they started to get. It's not going to get table salt to put it.
Everything from switches to a fly swatter to an old phone. Lady Bird said even a vacuum hose with attachments. Oh yeah,
I never heard of that one.
That's like a whip.
I never heard of a vacuum hose
with a weight on the end of it. Oh man, that's got to be.
Lady Bird said rice. What is that? What's that saying in what is it in Japan? You number one butterfly or something like that. That means you're like a real asshole. But that's how they say it. I don't know. Some parents were really creative when you started reading these comments.
Denise, Dad folded his belt in half and gave us wax on the ass. I think that's probably the worst. The folded belt. Right?
Oh yeah, I got hit with that.
Jersey said we went from suffering from belt welts to kids suffering without a phone. How true that is. Take the phone away, like you said, Trix.
Pots, pans.
I know it's not Frisky Friday, but you grow up being told not to hit anybody on the ass and pull hair, and then you get older and you do it anyways.
My father said never hit the kids in the face or the arms.
Now,
hit them below the head with the legs.
Deb said dead switches break too easily. So switches, I see somebody else said something about switches. What are they, like sticks?
Oh yeah, that's it. They called that on the farm. Was it the switch?
What did you take a branch off the tree or something?
That's got to hurt.
A weeping willow. Weeping willow switch. That would hurt.
Sin said Dad's police belt. That's nice and thick too. Hopefully there was no rounds stuck in there, right? Like the old police belts used to have little rounds in them.
Mm-hmm. Did you know they're giving out free liberal arts degrees in Minneapolis now?
Are they?
Yeah. Did you know about that, George?
No, but
is this a video?
Tell us, Trixie, about the liberal arts that they.
Yeah, they're giving out free liberal arts degrees. I couldn't believe it. It just blew my mind.
When she gets there, she knows if the stores are all closed. With a word, she can get what she can.
That's my favorite. That's
I like that. I thought it was pretty good.
I got to call up that guy.
That was the acceleration program.
Yeah. Advanced degree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. People are so tired of this shit. I'm surprised more people aren't fighting back and just kicking ass. You know?
No, because they're afraid of the word being called something. That's the problem. Instead of standing your ground, I was told when I was young, if you get attacked by a couple of guys, grab one guy as much as you can and just beat the shit out of him and don't stop. Let him bleed, and then you'll see the other ones think you're crazy enough and they'll let you go. They'll leave you alone. Today, no. It's not 2 or 3 people against you. It's hundreds of people against you. And you have look what they did to the kid Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no accountability for their actions. They're in a group. They're in a big group. the police are standing down, whether they were told to stand down or whether they just don't want. I think that's insane that the police stand down like that. I've heard reports that a bunch of Minneapolis police officers have quit and went to ICE. I don't know if
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I don't know if I'm just saying, but I've heard reports about that.
They said 24 quit and 18 went to ICE.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes you wonder that why would they quit? Are they getting told to stand down? I mean, that would be interesting. That would be interesting to see them be like whistleblowers on that because obviously police are supposed to serve and protect, right? So they're not protecting in that instance at all.
Ask Emma's boyfriend.
What about What about the captain that was standing next to the mayor, and he says he ain't going to do shit? You know what I'm saying? So he's worried about his job. That they forget about
political. Yeah, they're politically appointed jobs, chief, right? Captain, like when in them cities, they're politically appointed. So yeah, they're going with the narrative of the mayor, obviously. Which is
let's talk about the sour lemon, Don Lemon.
Yeah, I got the video right here.
Yeah, and I figured you were going to see. I read your
mind. Let's talk about that. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but
look at it. Excuse me. Let me do the opening. Look at this jerk off that's married to a white guy. He ain't got a job, and he decides to do this.
That's an insult to jerk offs. Comparing him.
This is the beginning of what's going to happen here. When you violate people's due process, when you pull people off the street, you start dragging them and hurting them and not abiding by the Constitution, when you start doing all of that, people get upset and angry. And if you remember what the Civil Rights Movement was about, the Civil Rights Movement was about these very kinds of protests. There's nothing in the Constitution that tells you what time you can protest. You can protest at any time. That's the whole point of it, is to disrupt, it's to make uncomfortable. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I believe when I say everyone has to be willing to sacrifice something.
Disrupt. Wait. Oh, go ahead, George. I want to say something. You're done. Go ahead. No, you go first. You first. I insist.
Right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch one by the toe.
He said disrupt and make uncomfortable, right? That's what he said. Really, a protest is about freedom of speech, so your voice is heard, correct? Mm-hmm. It's not about making someone really just uncomfortable. It's about letting your voice heard. That's their whole thing, disrupt and uncomfortable. That's their whole.
So that makes it a hate crime.
Yeah,
being told on himself.
Yep. Yeah.
What do you want to say, George? Go.
No, I'm just saying that he goes into a church because he assumes that the pastor of the church is an ICE supporter.
Well, but they said he's on a board for ICE or something for the city. The pastor is.
He can't be on a board for ICE.
Yeah, there's some kind of citizen board or something about ICE, and at least that's what I saw on Fox News. So I don't know. It came from Fox News. Maybe I might have it a little misconstrued, but it was something to do with some kind of committee.
So anyway, but just look at the interruption that he did with all these people that now they talk about how the churches were supposed to be protected according to the FBI and the DOJ, and look what happened. So now they're going to say, "Oh, we'll do an investigation," and what they should do is get lemonade there,
the sour fruit.
Now call him lemonade. Because he should get AIDS. Anyway, he should miss the
get
lemonade.
A butt buddy if he doesn't keep playing Cooper.
Go back up into anything. Remember that. That's what what's his name? Brett Checker said.
I can't stand him. But Jersey says, "Isn't a church private property? Lemon acts like it's a public venue."
Yeah, right? Correct. 100% correct on that one.
They should have tossed him out of there.
He just it's not going to. Let me tell you something. It's not going to stop until they actually go to Minneapolis and take them all down. That's it. They're all being paid. They got to find the sources of the source of the money.
Yeah,
like a reliable source, not tomato sauce, but that's what
it's gravy. By the way, George.
What?
You're gonna start war. You're gonna start a war.
I went to an Italian restaurant in Fort Lauderdale, Moderano's, and he says it's gravy, not sauce.
Now gravy is with the meat. No. The Italians, we're going through this whole story about this. the whole thing is there's marinara sauce, which is just tomato. Then they got Raul sauce, which is with the meat. The meat, the sauce, and everything. That's Raul. The gravy was called by the Italians because we didn't know how to make turkey gravy and the other stuff gravy. So they decided
You can't even make I like au jus gravy.
Yeah, au jus is very good with it. I'm just saying is that's why they came out with the word the great. We don't. What was fantastic was when the Italians came here in America, they decided to create their own language. Like the back, like they used to have the house, the house in the back. We used to go to the bathroom. They called it Bacchus. So now when you go to Italy and you would say, "Hey, I want to go Bacchus," instead of me saying it's going to the bathroom, it's going to the bathroom. The Italians wouldn't understand that, but because all the dialect that came out with all the stuff growing up with the Italians, we came out with a whole bunch of different words that didn't mean meant what we know, but didn't mean what they knew in Italy.
What they knew.
Yeah, but I want to go back to Don Lemon and that FACE Act that he violated, because one of the penalties underneath there is the death penalty for that FACE Act. And what he did, he told on himself by saying he was trying to make those people uncomfortable. Right there, that's intimidation. So his whole point going in was to intimidate these people, and he did. There was people running out of the church and going, out with little kids and everything, crying. And then he went outside. We don't have that clip, but he went outside and he was filming, and he said, "Look at this." He says, "We were effective," or something to that effect. And he says, "Because people are fleeing." Well, right there, that's a hate crime for doing that because of religious discrimination. He told on himself that his intent was to go in there, make them uncomfortable, which is discrimination, disrupt, whatever, intimidate, and then for them to flee. So, and the pastor, I thought, at that church handled it really well by not making a huge spectacle out of it. But I still think they said Harmeet Dillon's all over it. Yeah, she is. But why didn't police get called and him get arrested right on, right while he was there? That's the point I want to get. But he put himself right on video. He gave himself incriminating evidence. I think he's going to go to jail for this one.
Well, yeah, but all right.
Well, then you know what the narrative will be?
Let me hold my breath.
Trump's arresting journalists. He's a dictator. He's quieting journalists.
That's why they stopped. That's why he's not doing the insurrection, because you got the rhinos and the assholes are worried about the election instead of creating the law that's why we voted for him. I am one of the 78 million, like we all are, about doing Trump what he's supposed to be doing.
Yep. We keep on saying this is
they did the same shit when he was first elected because he wanted to arrest Hillary Clinton, and they just stopped him because of all this bullshit and everything else. And look and they still didn't do nothing to rhinos because Hillary and Bill didn't go to a Supreme.
They gave the Congress a big FU.
Yeah, look what happened. For you were home and you had a subpoena. You didn't show up. The cops would be at your fucking house knocking on the fucking door.
Bannon and Navarro did jail time over it, right?
That's right. They refused subpoena. They went to jail.
Yeah,
and they had a right to probably refuse it because they were in the president's administration, right? What was it, presidential immunity or whatever it was?
Yep. So here, go. This is if people don't know what they're voting for, okay, and this is what drives me nuts, okay? Here's Virginia. Now, I want to explain to you, after she swears on this thing of the book, don't mean shit. So, could you play that video there, Trixie?
Yes, I
thank you very much.
I could, but do you want me to? I'm able to. All right.
I'm going to send you dirty texts.
Are you prepared to take the oath of office?
Yes, I am.
Please place your left hand on the Quran, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ghazala Firdaus Hashmi,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution.
Now, because she had her hand on the Quran about her defending the Constitution, she says supporting the Constitution. She didn't say defending the Constitution, which that's the oath you take when you have your hand on the Bible. But she put it on the Quran. Now, the Quran says You could lie to the infidels. Plain as day. We put those things up right away. And what she did, putting a hand on the Quran, is told the United States to go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 5 other congressmen in the House that did the same shit. So this is what people do not understand. She is not going to abide by the Constitution because she put her hand on the Quran.
Mm-hmm.
You're not allowed. Look at the Constitution about swearing an oath into the office. There's only one book.
And she didn't say she would. She didn't use the right word either. She didn't say defend.
Right.
She didn't say defend the Constitution. She said support. Yeah.
Support, right. That's the important word. Because she covered her ass to the Muslims, that what she is about protecting the words of the Quran.
Yeah.
So this is what people don't. A lot of people don't realize this. We are being surrounded, and it's going to be bad when it's going to be too late to understand about what these imams are doing in the mosque, about saying that they're going to do Sharia law and they're going to do it in the United States. And what happens is, what they should do is every mosque, they should have a DHH engineer and check every one of these guys coming out and see who they're associated with. The 19 were all going to the mosque. They were being harbored, the ones that took down the 12 that took down the trade center. And their visas were signed by Brennan, who was a CIA agent, a member of the CIA, converted to Islam and signed the student visas of those 12 that took down the buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
So don't tell me everything I learned about Islam was on 9/11. Sorry.
I would love to see. Not that I'm a big mainstream media watcher, right? Because obviously, but I would love to see what kind of stories they have, especially the Virginian media, like their local media. If they even reported that she swore on the Quran, or did they report that she swore on the Quran, and did they say, "Oh, isn't this lovely that she's using her faith?" And what I'm saying, like did they butter it up? How did they report on it? I would love to see that.
Would you see the face of the people in the audience? They didn't even know.
No, how do you know? You don't know that. Yeah, you don't know that.
They didn't know she was a Muslim. Right? They didn't know.
I
They voted.
my wife to ask her sister-in-law if she knows about that.
Oh yeah, the good one, the one. Yeah,
I was ask her because they never and they would probably say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Okay.
How do you like how Trump is made it a point that him and Vance are going to go after Bray here in Indiana for the redistricting? Said they're going to primary their asses right on out of here.
Sean's going there. I mean, I'm not Sean.
Scott
Presley's going there.
Yeah. I'll help him if he comes here and he's close to me. I'd do it. But I did, I was writing, I was a keyboard warrior on some of the pages and everything like that, but I did call my district office and everything like that. Well, because I went and met the lieutenant governor's aide when he was here in Monticello and stuff. But I think they're wrong, and I think Trump is right to do it. I think everybody, if Elon Musk is going to pump all that money in and everything, I think they ought to do it in the end. Make an example out of these rhinos. Make an example out of them that we can take them out, because it's America first, and these people are with Mike Pence, and Mike Pence is dirty, 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 and he's got too much influence.
He came out on the bike. We rode with him.
Yeah.
We went right next to him and rode with him.
You should, Mike Pence?
Yeah, he had a Harley. He put the helmet on.
You should have gave him some elbow and made him fall into his death.
Fucking bike. That's what I should have done.
Yeah,
you Mad Max put the spikes in the tires and then get real close to him, shred him on the other side.
Anyway,
I don't know. Pence is dirty. I don't like Pence. When the fly landed on him, that was like really something. I mean, that was like
I told everybody about that. I said when the fly landed on him, wouldn't get off. I said, he's wrong.
Yeah, because that happened to Hillary Clinton.
I explained that story about him, right? About with the election and stuff. I think I said that story. How he was supposed to. Well, we'll do that tomorrow because we're running out of time.
Well, we got 25 minutes.
We're not going to do that one either. But Tulsi Gabbard investigated. She's doing a great job. DNI. I mean, the Department of National Security. She's unbelievable what she's doing, and it's an amazing job. And she really doesn't give a shit what anybody says, but She did something with the event. We're not going to put it up. We'll do that tomorrow.
You know what John Solomon came out with? He came out with over the weekend. He did a story, and he said that they're going to definitely be picking people up and everything. It's coming down. Rico, yeah, Rico. I know. I was waiting for somebody else to say it because every time I say it, I get flack.
I was going to say, I seen Bongino reposted that too. It's like a 4-minute. There's a 4-minute video on it.
Yeah,
I was going to share it, but just too long to share. Like
there's one there about Stephen Friend, who was a whistleblower of the FBI.
FBI, yep.
Yeah, and I'm going to get that recording. I'm going to see if I can get him on the show. A great guy, you know.
Yeah.
I met him a few times. We had to do some stuff for him, but
Rico actually made a visit to my house Friday.
Oh, good. Yeah, I remember.
seen Rico down in Fort Lauderdale.
She wouldn't answer the phone either.
But John, going back to that video, he's confirmed the DOJ and FBI have been secretly building a massive conspiracy case against the deep state crooks who targeted Trump. I wouldn't be surprised if we see an indictment in a week or two, Solomon says. This goes back to the Russian hoax, FISA abuses, and more. And Bongino adds, people are going down. Trump's draining the swamp for real now. No more games. Biden crew protected them. Trump's justice rolls in.
Just remember where you heard it first. You heard it first on Wake Up Patriots, and I've been saying Rico for the last year and a half.
And Adam shit.
And he's not just the pool guy. Energy says Rico the pool man. He's not just the pool man. That's his side gig. Just for chicks.
That's his cover.
Yeah. What if Adam shit spent $13 billion on the Russia shit?
So George, Energy said Steve Friend, not MAGA. Now I don't know what that means.
No. He's not a Trump. No, he's not a Trump supporter. Okay. We got into that discussion, but he's a America First person. Not has nothing to do about MAGA, because you had to listen to his stories. Because what happened, what I believe was he got let down. Period. From the first time Trump was in office, but because of the rhinos and all that shit, everything else. But he went there. He was a whistleblower. He was, prosecuted with the whole thing. I'll get into that story tomorrow about Steve Friend. But I'm going to see if I can get him on the show. It doesn't matter whether you're MAGA or not. It's who you're for the country for. And what he did, whistleblowing, you got to respect the man that he believed in this country.
Getting back to Pence for a second, I see Jersey said he's right. Pence hides behind his religion. Those types are worse than the non-religious.
Well, that's why they brought him in. That's why they said General Flynn was supposed to be his VP. And they told him, no, you got to take Pence because we need the evangelical vote. And guess what? Half of them fucking people didn't vote anyway. Excuse me.
They should have listened to Indiana. We all knew he was involved in the pedo trade.
Yep. Papa Bear's in the chat. He wants to see him in cuffs. He's right. Forget
Who's
the
that?
indictments.
Who's that?
I want to see him all in cuffs.
You know that Papa Bear guy?
Oh, yeah, about time.
He
usually watches it on the TV and then he comes in with it when he's got to say something. Listen, I have the cure for the pedophiles that I will not say. We would give him a knife, glue his things to the floor, and put the room on fire, and then he's got a choice. That would be my thing. All right, but let me tell you something. These guys, just think of what they do to look. It's 108. It's 108 already. Come on, we gotta get off of this thing. They raid
9:39. What are you looking at?
What the hell's your clock say, George? What's going on? Is that the biological clock, George? Or is
no,
that
I'm looking at the 108 on the stupid thing here. I forgot we started 8:30.
Is that your biological clock ticking? What's going on here?
I want to kill. This is what I want to do.
Yeah. I know that time screwed me up a little bit this morning too, trying to figure out how far I had to get stuff in here. But
I was in makeup a little too long. Then I came down and turned my computer on and it had freaking updates. It was the first time in over a week.
Yeah, mine did that over the weekend, and then the Apple did the update on my phone too. No, so there was we should talk about just because that Verizon. What?
Put the video up about Tulsi.
I want to say something about Verizon. So
you're not allowed to say.
Oh yeah, the Verizon.
Chill out, old man. Chill out.
So talk about that. You have Verizon, right, Trix?
Nope. Patriot Mobile.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
No.
I have Verizon.
That Verizon outage, they said that was moving. This is what I heard, but I don't know how true it is that it was moving the communication grid up into the satellites, and they were doing something with that. But you got to wonder, what is it, the third outage with Verizon this year?
Third time, yeah.
The only thing I was told on my
coincidence,
phone,
or is that something that's really seriously some type of hack, and they're trying to downplay it?
Well, the only thing I did on my phone, it was turning around, it told me search for the satellite, and that's what they were doing. They were pinging.
You walk around like this?
Yep, I was in the car, ex-Allen. It says I had the SOS. It says use your satellite, and I'm going there, turning around. The satellite's behind you because of the horizon. You know, everybody know that all the satellites go circle around the horizon, all of them.
Yeah, they got to go east to west.
And now they got it when they shoot the rocket ship up in the air to go through. They have to have timing to go between those.
Well, they said that was going to the grid too, so that, like in the Internet of Things, that they would be able to actually pinpoint your location. So anybody that had the SOS and everything on their phone, it was a direct ping on your phone and a shutdown, so that it was logged up into the satellites.
Right.
So that,
and I was in Coral. Where was that? Coral Gable, down there with Scott Presley. The only thing I know is
Coral Gables. You were in Cape Coral,
whatever the fuck it was.
Because if you're in Coral Gables, I was right down.
It was 2 hours and 45 minutes to get down there.
Oh, was it? Oh,
to go see Scotty Boy.
You should.
And then he called us bikers for Trump. I wanted to choke him.
I could have had a cigar with Alan.
I wanted to choke him. He goes, bikers for Trump. I'm glad bikers for Trump are here. I said, Scott, you got a vest. Are you fucking kidding me or what? Are you serious? He's out. I was caught up in the moment. You have to forgive me. I said, next time I'm going to cut your hair.
be like Samson, you'll take away his organizing political strength if you do that.
Well, let me tell you something. I am so proud to know him. I told him this. I said, I'm so proud to know you. I'm so proud of you because I remember when he started. And he was, first everybody thought, nah, this guy's, and he's legit. He does exactly what he's supposed to do. He helped.
He works his ass off,
man.
He was
supposed to get money from what he called Turning Point, and he didn't get it. He was supposed to get it.
So yeah, he didn't. I know he told me that too, but he didn't make a big deal out of it. But you know what's funny? And real quick, I know we're getting we got a little bit of time.
Yeah, you got fine. Go.
When I put my name in to run locally, right? They had all the people in our county there, the new candidates, and they brought these couple of consultant type of people in, right, to tell you what you need to do, raise money, this and that. Go, don't be afraid to ask people for money. Don't do this, do all this crazy stuff. So this one guy, I think his name was Jesse, younger kid, very full of himself. I call him wet behind the ears because he's telling you everything, but he's never really been through everything, right? But he's like some type of, he went to college for, politics or whatever.
The political science.
So who's he bring up in the talk? And he starts badmouthing two people. You ready for this? I don't know if I'm sure I think I told you. Badmouth Scott Pressler and badmouth Charlie Kirk, right? So he's sitting there, and the people that I was at the table with knew I know Pressler, and they're looking at me as this guy's badmouthing Pressler because he's saying that he's a what do they call it when you're just going out looking for money and you're going here and there like
a grifter?
Yeah, grifter, yeah. And they're both grifters, this and so afterwards I walk over to the guy, and the guy must have been like in his young 20s. And I said, not for nothing. I said, but you're in a group of people of there's 50 people in here or whatever, and you're talking about somebody and you're badmouthing them. I said, you're calling the guy a grifter. In the meantime, you're saying, I'm available to be hired if anybody needs any consultant. I said, you're calling a guy a grifter, but you're a grifter. I said, and the guy's making serious positive change out there. Okay, he's working his ass off. I said, he stayed at my house for several nights. I said, I see him. He lives out of a freaking suitcase. His vehicle has got stuff in it, like packed in it. He's all over the place. I said, and then I brought up with Charlie Kirk. I said, Charlie Kirk has built a movement. Well, the RNC's mad at him because they can't hire any young kids because Charlie Kirk hires them all. I said, okay, then maybe you got to pay. Maybe you got to pay more. Maybe you have to, But I said, my son went to a Charlie Kirk event. My daughter listened to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's done more for the young movement than anything the RNC has done, you know. And anyway, just had to say that since we were talking about.
Yeah, well,
but crazy.
You know, we didn't hear nothing about the court hearings at in Fort Pierce.
No, I don't think we will either, because if they do, it'll taint the jury. They can't let anything out, you know.
Yeah, but
you don't want to have a chance of them moving.
No. But I'm saying they were saying something. Nobody even said nothing about it. Like, it would just died out right there the day that it happened. You know, that they were having the hearing, and that was it. I'm just saying there's too much stuff out there. Could we play Tulsi now?
Sure.
Thank God.
And lastly, sir, as you know, declassification. Declassification and rooting out weaponization, politicization of the intelligence community is.
Okay. The map on the right is the 2020 election. That's what she's talking about. Okay. That's why I stopped the video so people understand.
The huge priority, you know more than anyone else, the very dangerous and negative consequences of that. I've got a long list of things that we're investigating. We have the best of the best going after this. Election integrity being one of them. We have evidence of how these electronic voting systems have been vulnerable to hackers for a very long time and vulnerable to exploitation to manipulate the.
And I stop it again. What did they take out of Venezuela? About the machines? The company was in there.
Results of the votes being cast, which further drives forward your.
That's what I was trying to bring this up. They have the evidence of the 2020 election, and people say, "Well, no, it's too late because the oath was." I was talking. Who the hell was I talking? I was talking to somebody. I think it was Matt, maybe, or General Flynn. Once they took the action of him swearing in, it doesn't matter what happens about 2020. The only thing that can happen about 2020 is the people are going to get prosecuted for cheating.
When you say when you say actions of swearing in, you're talking about Sleepy Joe getting sworn in.
Yeah, right. Sleepy Joe.
Yeah. I mean, people think like you could just like annex his whole presidency. I don't think that's going to happen. But
no. Yeah. Because he took an oath and he swore in, and judges and all that stuff. So they can't unless they actually, while he was there and as a president, they could have removed him from the office. You know, like Johnson could remove Omar, and she's still spewing her shit all over the place. And you see all the women that are by her side, all the Democratic women that are by her side about all those lies that she's saying. The committee, they made a committee against ICE agents. That's what they did. And they're talking about stopping them. But what about the $35 million you got in your bank account?
Yeah.
That you rerouted to your brother's, whatever.
In Macomb County, Michigan, remember when they were saying that, remember in Detroit, they went ahead and papered over the windows during the election and all that kind of shit? Came down in Macomb County, Michigan, proven that Jocelyn Benson hid it, and she's refusing to release it, but that they were, tons of illegals were voting in Michigan. So you know that election was thrown. It started out in Antrim County. They had, that one was the first investigation, but now it's proven in Macomb County that they pulled it out. And there was a lot of, some of them were voted repeatedly too.
You know,
we go back to the SAVE Act. We go back to that SAVE Act thing that's sitting on Toon's desk, brought to the floor twice, everything else, and they're not voting on it. And that's the reason why they're worried. They're worried about if the voting is legit, the one that goes against them in the primary is going to win. That's what they're worried about. They're worried about losing their power. And what's his name? McConnell, that the surprise, he should be dead soon. Yeah. Because he's still got the broom up his ass.
McConnell's a walking corpse.
Yeah, but he gave Toon $10 million for his campaign.
So it says Speaker Johnson and Steve Scalise are about to pass a better version of the SAVE Act that requires both photo ID and citizenship to vote. The goal of lighting a fire under this, with the goal of lighting the fire under the Senate GOP.
Toon's ass, because now he's got one bill on his desk. So now they'll redo the bill and put extra stuff in there that he's going to have to vote for one of the bills. Once it being presented to the floor again.
I have a video of Scalise if you want it. I could pull it up.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll pull it up here. This is him on this weekend on the Fox weekend show.
To the Senate to give them even more incentive to over to the Senate to give them even more incentive to go protect the sanctity of every American's vote. And that is the SAVE Act plus a picture ID requirement. Look, you can't even get on an airplane. You can't go to a bar tonight without showing a picture ID. Yet there are people in many states where the states actually have laws saying you can't show ID, which is a recipe for fraud, for stealing your vote if you're voting legally, so that somebody can come behind you illegally in another country and actually vote and steal your vote. Because if somebody's voting illegally, they're stealing your vote if you're following the rules. So SAVE Act plus picture ID, we're going to bring that too, send that to the Senate. I think a lot of Americans would like that protection, because if they're following the rules, they just want everybody else to. What makes people angry is when you see boxes of ballots showing up 2 weeks after an election, and then next thing you know, lo and behold, a Democrat takes the lead after being behind for 3 weeks after Election Day. And then somebody who voted by mail in the military, they're overseas fighting to defend our freedoms. Their votes that got in legally before the election are being nullified by somebody illegally. It needs to stop. We're going to have a bill to do just that.
Yeah. So, I mean, you talk about different people say about different marches on Washington. I honestly think that the people should have a march on Washington for the SAVE Act. I absolutely do. I think we should have millions of people outside the Capitol for the SAVE Act.
Yeah. Now, did you hear his exact words, what he said? Okay. Now, those assholes that are in there in the Senate and Congress, and it's in the Constitution that it's a constitutional republic. Between the republic and a democracy. We created democracy from the republic, but it's republic first. So when it's a democracy, it's when the government tells the people what to do, which is what the Senate and Congress are doing because of the rhinos. A republic is when the people tell because they represent us.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that's supposed to, we pick them to represent what we want to say. By right, they're supposed to come out to the field and say, listen, this bill came to my desk. What should we do? What do you want, people? Oh, we want you to elect. We want you to vote for the act. And then they got to go back and say, this is what the constituents say how they want. Do they do that? No. They're going to go there now and bullshit, go around, because now they got to start campaigning. If you notice, Fox started advertising, oh, we're going to cover the midterm elections already and everything else like that. Because they're going to go campaigning and say, oh, we're here to protect your First Amendment. We're here to protect your Second Amendment. We're here to protect it. And what they do is half of them don't know what the First Amendment is and the Second Amendment is. And
they
that's
know what
the
their
problem.
donors. They know what their donors tell them. That's what they know.
Yeah, no, but it's all about. There's a whole big shit that's going on in Florida. They're talking about this. Listen, I said this before. I was up at Tallahassee. Right? State Farm, there's a guy that's representing the insurance company. There's a guy from State Farm. There's another guy from Geico and everything else. And I went there and I said, when a motorcycle gets hit in the street, okay, he gets taken away by helicopter. The $10,000 loop that they have in there, the helicopter ride is $30,000, $35,000. So that get wiped out right away. So now they get sued for the medical bills. You got to claim bankruptcy. Because our state and New Hampshire are the only two states that don't have no-fault insurance. So I went up there and I said, an insurance company turned around, we say I was conspicuous. They're so full of shit. But I turned around and I said, my heart bleeds for State Farm to make a profit of $85 billion. Not million, B. That's what I told him. I turned around and looked at him. And I pulled out the Constitution. I held it up and I says, in the Constitution, it says we the people, not we the fucking insurance companies.
Yeah.
And this is what they do. And that's what Trump is doing with the middleman. He knows about the insurance, the credit cards. The same thing with the credit cards. He's trying to load and put a cap on.
Yeah.
Well, how do you like what Trump's doing with the rural health care thing? That's part of what he's going to be doing is eliminating the middleman.
You said
that I say that all the time with the health care, though, too. That's part of that biggest problem.
You just mentioned that. Expand on that a little bit. That's what the where people can go to where they want and use the money. Is that what that right?
Yeah, that and it's going to be, the money is going to be used. The states are going to be able to use it. It's going to be like a block grant, from what I understood, so that they can put in like clinics in the rural healthcare areas and everything. Like, for example, for me, White County, where I live, I was affiliated with Indiana University, and then Indiana University gave up carrying Medicare Advantage, and now it's Blue Cross Blue Shield Anthem, and we didn't have a choice. So when you live in a rural area, your choices are either Medicare, and it might be one or two providers with like the real high deductibles. And so part of the money will go directly back to the person so that you could put that against your deductible, or you can shop around and everything. I think one thing he needs to do is change the commerce law, though, too, so that you're able to shop across state lines, so that, entire states can group together. That would be a really good thing. But the middleman is the one. This is where AI would come in really well, because instead of having a benefits manager or having somebody that goes through your case or anything, they can use AI, and that would actually speed up all of your claims and stuff like that. And there wouldn't, because it's what the people are told, the middle people that do that stuff, they deny your claim the first time, thinking you won't go through the trouble to appeal it. And that's how the insurance companies make so much money. So if you ever get a denial, always appeal it, because usually when you appeal it, you'll end up winning. But this would eliminate a lot of that. And AI could flip through that and get rid of a whole class of employment within the healthcare industry with insurance like that. And it would drop the rates quite a bit. And I wish they would go that way. But with that rural health care, it is going to help a lot of people, because if they can do the preventative care, you're not going to have the expense of waiting till somebody's a year into some kind of a disease where it's a catastrophic claim, rather than starting out with preventative.
Well, you don't have to you don't have to pay for cancer treatments. You don't have cancer as being young. You know what I'm saying, and everything else like that. And as you grow older, like say. Like you said, Trixie, if you're over the age of all of a sudden of 50, maybe you should take out insurance to cover if you have cancer treatments and everything else, because of what the average age of what happens. And plus, if you they should give you a discount if you took a vax, because that's why you're so messed up and everything else.
Get me going on that 2 minutes to 10. I'd get going on that vax shit.
Well, you know what? When you go on that, I have a little story to drop in on that on my vacation, of a conversation I had with a person who owns a funeral home.
Oh yeah, you told us about the things that they pulled out. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah, I did. That's right. Okay.
There was an actual YouTube video that they did a movie. What the hell was the name of that movie? Oh, I'll remember. But there was actually a movie that they talked to doctors and funeral homes about the COVID, and they were actually pulling out blood clots that were color white instead of blue.
Mm-hmm.
I went to when they had the devastation with the hurricane in southern Florida. I went to help out some churches. I went to a church that was a black church, and I knew they were a black church because when I walked to the church, they had a big picture of Obama. But the pastor was pretty cool. Anyway, but the pastor's sitting there, and his legs were 3 times the size of mine. And he was telling me, that he's got blood clots in his legs. I said, Pastor, by any chance, did you take the vax? He says, not only did I take the vax, but I convinced my whole congregation to take the vax.
Mm.
And he had tears in his eyes. It was unbelievable. I mean, I got called by this black congresswoman that nobody's helping out this church. And it was in Arcadia. They had no diapers for the kids and everything. What's his name? Ron DeSantis brought gas tanks in there so they could run their generators and stuff.
Mm.
But the FEMA trucks were stuck hanging out in the rest stop areas. And I went there, me and a couple of guys there screamed the shit out of him. What are you doing there instead of going where you're supposed to go?
I want to go back to the clot. What you said about the clot.
Well, I'm just telling you what happened. So he had to go get surgery about the clots in his legs that they had to have removed. Go ahead there. Go ahead.
What you're talking about, the clots, they're actually pulling clots out of people now that mimic your entire vascular system. So it's the branch from like would be what they can't get them from the head unless they open your head up, but they can go from the back of the neck and they're pulling them out. And it's the entire vascular system. It's the branching that goes through your arms, through your legs, and everything. What was in that shot is what do you want to call it? Not magnetic. I don't want to say magnetic, but it all moves towards each other. You can see it on a petri dish. If you put two of the pieces of the nanoparticle together, they actually clump. This shit is clumping, and the longer you've had the shot, it clumps throughout your entire vascular system, and they can pull it out, and it looks just like you would in an anatomy and physiology class with every single vein in your body.
So I guess
particles in a fog.
I guess the big thing people got to be concerned about, obviously, is one, how can they get themselves tested for that, right? Mm-hmm. And then two, how can you get treated for that?
Well, the whole thing is it's very testy. I think we should maybe bring Mike back up again. But the whole thing is that a lot of the hospitals were not, the hospitals were protecting all this shit about the COVID-19, that people were dying. And the hospitals, this is fact, they were getting more money. Say I got a heart attack, I went in and I died, and they said it was because of the COVID stuff. They would get extra money for the body. They were killing
them because of the remdesivir.
Yeah, well, they put that. What about the thing that they stuck down their throats too?
Yeah, they would put them on the breathing machine and give them remdesivir, and remdesivir actually paralyzes your diaphragm and everything, so you stop breathing. It was a catch-22 what they were doing.
They would actually make money. They make money on everything.
Yeah,
even insurance companies paying the doctors for giving out the vaccines because of the amount of money getting paid by the pharmaceutical companies back to the insurance companies.
That's right.
Yeah. Was I right there? Trixie?
Yeah, there was a lot of health insurance, or not health insurance, life insurance companies, the actuaries, that they went bankrupt during COVID because they were paying out so many benefits. But that's where when they first found out there was a problem with the shot, was through the actuaries, through life insurance, when they started seeing all the younger people dying and having to pay out on all the policies and stuff. So, but we're a couple minutes after already.
Well, before we leave, you and I should have a bet on tonight's game. I'm thinking, if Miami wins tomorrow, you have to open up the show and you have to do one of these, the U, and you have to say it's all about the U, Sean.
That shit went over our head. Look, she's like a deer.
Florida for Trump knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I have to do this.
Yeah,
you have to put the thumbs together. You have to put the thumbs very close together. No, not over.
That's right. It's all about the U.
Point to point like this. Yep. See, like that.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not from Florida. I don't know. So, all right.
It's not about Florida. It's about the team.
Then what do you got to do if I win? If Indiana?
I don't know. It's up to you. All within good taste.
That's the letter I. Isn't that the letter I, Indiana?
No, because then if he does that, he's going to be flipping me off. I don't want to do that.
No.
I'll flip myself off. I'll turn him in.
What is this symbol for Indiana?
Yeah.
What is it, the Hoosiers? What are they? Hoosiers?
I don't know. I don't know. It's Indiana.
I'll do the Hoosier. I'll tell you what. I'll do the Hoosier chant if they win.
Hoosier.
Yeah, whatever that is, I'll figure it out.
I think you should just howl.
And then if you got to do it a couple times, you got to do it's all about the U, and I'll say, and periodically throughout the show, I'll say, Trix, what's it about? And you got to go, it's all about the U.
That's right, all about the U.
I'll go with that.
And then you could ask me
hold it, stop right there. Hold on. The show is all about you, Trix.
Oh, there you go. That's good, George. That's good.
Red says you should have to say, who's your daddy?
All right. I'll do it. Oh, Red said I got to get Indiana shirt just in case. It won't get here in time. That's the only thing.
You're going back to that again. All right. Where's the other one? Where's the other sheet of paper? Hurry up.
Oh, Jersey said Sean saying he's wrong is enough. See that? That's funny.
What's that?
If I had to say I was wrong.
Well, we're gonna head out here. It's 5 after 10. We're gonna raid Mike Schwartz's show. We'll be back tomorrow and everything. Yeah, your feelings are hurt.
Is that when I curse? I get this one here.
I can't beep fast enough to beep you when you curse. I just can't. So
we need a delay. Well, we do have a delay technically, but
yeah.
You know.
Well, tell everybody to hit the like button on their way out.
Yeah, hit that
I
like
hope everybody
button.
liked the new time. Did you bring up about the new time? I hope everybody liked.
Oh yeah, I've had the banner going underneath there about the new time from 8:30 to 10 Monday through Friday. That's when we're going to be here. And if you're be here with us, anyways.
We had a nice turnout in the chat. That was pretty good. So.
I say, oh yeah, Augie thinks so too. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging with us. I thought we did good today. I hope everybody else did too. Let's see. Since George's feelings are hurt, we'll play this one.
Till the whole damn room learns what I said. Protect what's mine. That's a blood-borne vow. Say a word wrong, you'll find out now. I'll burn this bitch down. Don't test my flame. You play with hellfire. You say my name.
I have absolutely no doubt.
Take your crown. I swear to
Let's
God.
go you.
I'll burn this bitch down. Leave nothing behind. Push me too far, I'll lose my mind. You want that smoke, I'll bring that sound. One last chance before I burn this bitch down. I don't bluff.